The new Pokémon DLC came with a shocking reveal. It's time for the latest news out of Japan. Pokémon Scarlet and Violet certainly had a mixed reception. But now that the first DLC expansion, the Teal Mask, has been released, fans are jumping back into the game in earnest. And they've made a surprising discovery. Though that information isn't directly about the Teal Mask itself. It's about the still unreleased second DLC expansion, the Indigo Disk. This news story is supposed to follow on directly from the events of Teal Mask and is set on the Oceanic Blueberry Academy. Past trailer shots seem to suggest Blueberry was out in the middle of the water, but thanks to a line in Teal Mask, we now know that's not correct. Instead, Blueberry Academy is outright said to be located in Unova, the region seen in the Pokémon Black and White games. Thus, when traveling there for the second DLC chapter, players will finally be returning to this past region, even if they don't end up setting foot on land. This has fed into a ton of existing fan speculation that the franchise is laying the groundwork for some kind of wider return to Unova, potentially with a full game set in that region. However, what they're going to do with that return is unclear and seeing a lot of debate. Some fans think this heralds a new Legends game in the style of Pokémon Legends Arceus, taking place in Unova's distant past. The hypothetical Legends may give us some resolution on the mythology around the Tau Trio, Kyurem, Zekrom, and Reshiram, perhaps showing us the story of the twin heroes whose different beliefs caused them to split into three. There's also lore around the war the Swords of Justice were involved in. There's so many story possibilities here. Other fans think we're getting a more normal remake. The Pokémon franchise has a long history of recreating older games with newer technology. On that logic, it is time for the franchise to return to Black and White. Unfortunately, the most recent remakes, Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, were not well received. The idea that a Generation 5 remake would be just as bad has some fans on edge. There's also the question of what exactly would be a remake. Black and White got direct sequels in Black and White 2. With both games set in the Unova region, would a remake incorporate content from both or stick purely to the original? If only the first game was covered, the Pokémon World Tournament and Pokéstar Studios would not be included. And then there's some people worried that this in fact confirms that the long-speculated return to Unova is just going to be the Indigo Disk expansion. If so, no additional Unova game is actually in the works. Others, however, are just happy to see the region get some time in the spotlight and are speculating about Black and White characters cameoing in the Indigo Disk. Meanwhile, the next Pokémon movie leaked.